Um,
Okay, Derick.
yeah.
So you're out in Ghana?
All right. Yeah. I'm here in Ghana right now.
Nice to meet you.
Give me a second. Let me increase the screen light. Okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah. So I appreciate you again reaching out to me on Instagram so that we could connect a little bit about the land out in Ghana. You want to kind of tell me a little bit about what you have in mind?
Yeah, actually, you remember the first time that we connected was when I wanted to maybe learn a little bit more about energy healing, but then you couldn't initiate a call after that. But then in regards to this development, the reason why I'm contacting is because I saw you having this engagement with Brother Muhammad, that is Faraka, in the context of the land that they're trying to develop in the United States. But then the project that I'm involved in is more of like around community building. And me having a background in technology, I was trying to see actually how maybe I could use sort of those skills applied to how a community could be raised. So for the past 3 years, I've been more of like expanding into urban regeneration and then city more of like development. So that got me to start this project called Monart City. So it's more like an off-grid type of community building based off of, let's say, raising awareness of how technology could impact rural areas, but then building it off of the engagement of a small group of people and then expanding that. So we extended this to a particular location in Botswana, which is called Hansi, right? And I got the opportunity to get one of the local citizens in that area who has a hotel development in progress to become part of the project, the initiative. So what we're doing at the current phase is a pre-pilot that is converting the entire place into a smart hub for innovation, to which we welcome individuals from different sort of backgrounds that mostly, let's say, innovators, people who more like have the passion for nature, and then sort of just incorporate how biomimicry, that is in architecture, sort of biomimicry itself, could help develop more of like a sustainable community. So that is what I'm currently doing at the moment. And I wanted to maybe reach out to a lot more people who maybe are like-minded in this space and see how maybe those things, those relationships will take off to building something that lasts, you know.
Right. Okay. So that's beautiful. Thank you. So you're looking to try to connect with us as well to see how we can kind of network together in that same mindset and doing the community building. You doing that in Ghana, we're doing this here in the United States. And I was actually in Ghana a couple of times down there, and I love it down there. I love it. It's beautiful. So we planned on coming back. I eventually wanted to come back that way and try to buy me something or buy some land out there and try to live, off grid and in a permanent space. But it turned out that I didn't end up going back to Ghana. I ended up staying on this side because I had a grandchild that was born. So we kind of had a little bit of a delay in that, but I am totally interested. In connecting.
Then congratulations.
Thank you. So very, very interested in the project. Yes, and it's love to communicate, or like to connect with like-minded people for sure. So what do you envision, I guess, as far as this connection with our people? What do you see as far as our connection?
Yeah. So for me, basically, what I'm trying to do here in regards to this development, right from the foundations, I had an idea, which is to build out a framework, right? Something that could be extended to building more of like a city of the future, but then not just building something that is localized to what we're doing, but then something that could be transcended into different communities that are around this more of like an engagement. So more of like eco community. How could we sort of build a framework for regeneration, as well as how ownership could be more of like fractionalized, right? Because if you do it in numbers, and then it's not being owned by the corporate, it's not being owned by governments, it's not being owned by sort of people who only have the money, then it's something that could, the decisions around those communities only be relying on those small number of a group of people, right? So I've been building this for the past 3 years, but then I've been able to get some traction on the project, more of like have some partners that potentially could help build out this particular model in more of like a viable proof of concept. So when I take a look at you guys, your development, I saw the brothers, excuse me, right? There's a church across the road. Yeah. But when I saw what the brothers were doing, I saw that they recently came up with a more of like an app. But then I don't really know exactly what they're trying to improve, or let's say imply in the context of that development, right? But then there's something in real estate that we call real estate tokenization. So I think recently the post that he made yesterday was about donate or invest, right? Which I think is more like a really good option, right? People who willingly would donate and people who more like invest and try to gain profit back. So when it's based on, let's say, investing, what maybe I would like to come in and then suggest to the community is building something of real estate tokenization, right? Which is literally, you have, let me make an example, you have 200,000 square feet of property, right? Now you're trying to sell or develop this whole property into, let's say, more like a business complex. What you could do in this more of like a program is issue 200,000 digital share, right? And then price them at an amount. So if we say each square foot of that property is about $3,000, then you are approximately raising about let me say $60 million, right? Because let me get a calculation right. So 200,000 times $3,000 per square foot, 200,000 times 3,000. Yeah, that gives you about 200,000 square feet, each priced at $3,000. Yeah, that gives you about 600, right? 600, that gives you approximately $600 million, right? For you to raise. But then this is just an estimation, right? But the prices of the square feet could be reduced to any amount that you are looking to raise. So should the development cost about 20 million to build, then you maybe raise that money from these people who initially give you the $20 million to build out this development. You can now sell it later on for much more price, which gives the more of like the community more revenue, the people who literally invested in the first phases. And I think this could be more of like a first foundational way of them moving more capital into developing more spaces, building more residential spaces, getting more people to move in faster into the land. So I'm just looking to explore more, let's say ideas like this, as well as how the technologies we are trying to incorporate into the development, like 3D printing, mass timber, hybrid mass timber construction. All these are sort of sustainable ways of building a community, but then with lower cost. So yeah, I'm open. I'm really open to sharing these ideas, exploring them, and then helping communities like this more like evolve, right? That's the whole context of what I'm doing.
And so do you have members that's already kind of invested into, into the community or into the land? Do you already have a community that's coming together to invest in the land that you have there in Botswana?
No, currently the land that we have is more like a joint venture. The site is about 2,142 square meters, right? And it's a pre-pilot. But then what we're trying to do at the moment is get one particular ranch that is trying to sell the property. The size is about 27,000 hectares. And then it consists about, let's say, wild animals, different portions. There are already existing infrastructures on board, and they are looking to sell this for about 12.5 million. But then that agreement hasn't finally more like evolved yet. But then the whole idea for the pre-pilot is to get people become more invested into the project and then sort of become part of the co-creation process. But then we as a group, I have a team on board. We are already working extensively to see how we could raise capital outside more of like the community, go to this family offices, give them sort of equity, whatever structure it is, and then raise capital, invest before we open it up to the community. So you need to have something more of like viable proven before people are able to, see that, yeah, this is what is happening. And then let's try and get into this sort of environment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can we get your contact information? How can they contact you? If you want to go ahead and state what do you have? State your information for us.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, you can reach me out on my email. That is Derick at monartcity.net. And Monart City is spelled MonartCity.net, N-E-T. So if you want to reach the organization, that is info at monartcity.net. So yeah, that's my contact information.
And do you have a phone number, WhatsApp, or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. So my WhatsApp is +233 54 369 8348. And my other contact number is +233 54 708 4245.
Perfect. And
they're both Ghana numbers. So
wonderful. And on Instagram, your Instagram name is?
Okay, on Instagram, that account, I don't think it's more of like something I used to.
Oh, so it's not a business.
Out there.
Okay.
It's not a business account. So
okay.
Maybe my Twitter account could be maybe viable. That would be at Kin Ivabin, and Kin Ivabin is IVAEBHIN. So okay. Yeah, that's how you reach me on Twitter.
Okay, I'll make sure I put all of these links in, in the description for our brothers and sisters who are going to be looking at this video. So you'll probably have some people reach out to contact you as well. And you don't have a website, or there's no website or anything like that right now?
Yeah, your organization? No, there's a link for the website, but it's under construction. But later on, maybe that will be open. But you could visit www.monartcity.com.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. So what I'll do is I'm gonna get with our brothers and sisters on this side and share this information with them, and maybe see if there's any way we could, link you both up or link you all up and get the conversation going. I think that would be amazing. So that ways we can network with each other and internationally and globally. It's beautiful.
Yeah, sounds good. I forgot to mention, in regards to this type of maybe development, what I'm looking at here is there's more, let's say, concentration in tourism, right, around this type of location. But then the other way I see this whole, let's say, movements of people from, the cities going off-grid, there needs to be a more type of a route, right? We ask the people, we need to have our own private routes, because if the government says no planes moving right now, what are you going to do, right? So our focus actually should be on transportation as well. How are we going to get our people, if they are ready to move out in no single time? Like, okay, people are ready to move, there's confusion everywhere right now. How are you going to move people who are already invested into what you're doing, right? So having a private route for transportation, getting some private airlines on board, brothers and sisters who own private airlines, all this type of stuff should be our main focus, right? Because the enemy is already working. They are working really hard, right? And we have to work 2 times harder than that.
Yes.
So that's just maybe a piece of information that I could leave behind for anybody that will be listening, right? So yeah.
Beautiful, man, brother. I like the way you think. You're all pretty awesome there. So I'll definitely get this connection going for our people with you and your team, and see if we can set up a meeting and start just kind of have a meeting of the minds and just kind of go from there. And I think that what you guys got going on over there is beautiful. It's masterful.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm really inspired about what the brothers and everybody that's investing in that project is doing. When I saw that, I was really motivated, because I was like, okay, God is trying to say something, like the Creator is trying to do something, right? Yes. And it's these people are more of like a mantle that is being shown to the rest of the community, that, okay, if these guys or these people are really up to this task, they're doing it, they're in that direction, they are really successful, then this can really take off and more of like just spread like wildfire. Yes. So you really have to get invested into this and sort of give everything that you have, more of like the substance that is within you. Just give it all to them and see how they could run with it, and a lot more things could happen. And that is literally what we are here for, right?
Yes, exactly. All praise to God. Yes, I'm so grateful for you, brother. Thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate that. We're going to get some movement moving here. So I'll be sure to be back in touch with you. No problem.
Sure. No problem. Peace,
All right.
and
Peace.
be blessed.
You
Let's
too.
connect another time.
Yes, sir.
All
We
right.
will.